There has been a lot of conversation on my channel about older IPs, and here's yet another one. And it actually excites me that a lot of these IPs are getting shine because I think they actually deserve the shine. And it doesn't feel like nostalgia bait. This feels like people are actually paying attention to what fans want. And it just so happens that some of these older things actually have the infrastructure as far as the story to provide people what they want. Now, that doesn't mean new things can't be created. There's a lot of indie comics that are really bringing the heat. I talk about them all the time. You have the Rippaverse, you have Ghost Machine Comics, you have Skybound doing their thing with Transformers in the Energon universe. You have Battle Brick Road. That's one that I've been reading, and there's only 2 books out now, really good books. But yeah, so there is a lot of things going on, but I also like seeing this right here. So let's get into this story from First Comics. Let me get my page up. First Comics Watch or First Comics News. For some reason, I keep wanting to say First Comics Watch. FirstComicsNews.com. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles number 13 leaps to new heights with more than 100,000 orders. Now, that's not the numbers that you've seen on some other books, but this is nothing to shake a stick at. This says that people are interested. Now, this might be the books that have gone to, well, more than likely it is the books that have gone to the local comic book shops. But chances are, if this story is being covered, I mean, I'm no psychic, I don't know this for a fact, but these are probably books that are being requested by these local comic book shops because of what they have sold for other issues. So if these issues are moving, then they're like, okay, we need some more of these books. Make sure you bring us a lot of these because we're going to sell out. These things are going to move, and we know it. Los Angeles, California, October 14th, 2025. From original co-creators Kevin Eastman and Peter Laird to the recent hit duo of Jason Aaron and Juan Ferreira, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles comic books have an impressive legacy of innovative and exciting writers and artists. Now the eagerly anticipated arrival of a thrilling new creative team on IDW Publishing flagship Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles comic book series has ushered in a whole new level of turtle power. And I believe I actually have a recent Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles book in my stash that I have yet to read. I got a lot of comic books I've yet to read. Let's see. Multiple Eisner-winning writer Gene Luen Yang and blockbuster artist Freddie E. Williams II are hopping on the best-selling comic book series with this December's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles number 13, and with them comes Technodrome-sized sales. From fans and comic book retailers, more than 100,000 copies have been ordered. And again, yes, that is not the huge numbers that we see from some other comic books, and it is not the huge numbers of the past, which here's what's funny. It's kind of interesting to me how comic books sold in the early 90s. I mean, when you think about that Jim Lee, Chris Claremont, X-Men run, and even when you look at the Image comics back in the day, these books were selling in the millions. They were selling out. They were doing numbers. The 90s was a wild time. And of course, things change, stories change. You know, things kind of went through a lull period, sales changed around. But I think, I'm not going to say we're going to get back to those numbers. Not that it's impossible. Anything is possible. But I think we're headed for more stable and sustainable sales. And then you got to look at the fact that I don't know if, so there is a lot of excitement around comic book movies. But I don't know if there is that same level of excitement around comic books themselves, although that does appear to be growing slightly. I say slightly. So let's see. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles number 13, cover A by Freddie E. Williams II, colors by Andrew Dahlhaus. Like everyone else who grew up in the 80s, I've been a fan of the Turtles since I was a kid. The Turtles even gave me my start in comics through the Zarek grant. So I am beyond thrilled to dive into their universe, commented Yang. Freddie and I are so grateful for the support Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles number 13 has gotten from retailers and fans. We can't wait for the world to see what we've got planned. Drawing as regular artists for the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is the culmination of 30 years. Playing the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles role-playing game, zigzagging through comic book crossovers for a decade, and having the honor of collaborating with my hero, Kevin Eastman, stated Williams II. I'm so excited to be here, and I'm having a great time teaming up with Gene Yang, and I hope everyone will love what we're cooking up together. I said this on my last video. Language like this I like seeing because this tells me that there is a level of excitement from the creative team, and they're excited to bring you whatever it is they're cooking up in their heads, and I am here for it. I cannot wait to see it. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles number 13, cover B by Kevin Eastman and Ben Bishop, with a brand new storyline that features the first appearance of the mysterious new villain, Ujigami, and an all-star roster of cover artists to celebrate the blind bag. Yang and Williams II opening salvo is already receiving glowing reactions from critics who got an early look at the key issue. And of course, critics can be right or wrong. We don't really know. You don't really know if you can always trust critics. Critics have a different eye than fans. And I'm learning this. It wouldn't matter if my channel blew up and, it was in the millions, which, who knows? Hopefully that'll happen one day. We'll see. We'll see how consistent I'll be over time. But it wouldn't matter how big I got. I don't know if I could ever consider myself a critic. The way I look at comic books, if you've been following my channel for any length of time, there's a lot of things I'm willing to overlook at times. Of course, not things that are critical to an enjoyable comic book, but all I want is enjoyment. If you're not shoving a narrative down my throat, if it's not just page after page of shoving a narrative, every now and again there might be a panel or something said that I'm like, I don't care for that, but the book was good. If I can get an enjoyable book, that's really all I'm looking for. Comic books are escapism. That's why I read these things. That's why many people, I'm not going to say everyone, but that's why many people read. So if I can get my escapism on, you got me. I'm good. And there's a lot I will just disregard as far as hypercriticism. So I said all that to say, sometimes critics might like or dislike something that fans might feel different about because we're not viewing with the same lens as a critic. Okay, anyway, accessible to every reader. Great jumping off point without sacrificing what came before. Nicole Drum, comicbook.com. This new creative team is cooking up something special. Tamir Dar, the beat. Nothing will reverberate harder than the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles community like the arrival of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles number 13, Sean O'Connell, CBR. The Turtles are in good hands. Alex Zelbin, Comic Book Club, captures everything that makes Turtles timeless. Sal Cravilli, Comic Pop. A bold new chapter in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles comics, David Brooke, AIPT. And these are some dope looking covers. These are some dope looking covers. I like the Christmas cover. It's funny because I never thought I would be interested in a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles comic book. I didn't get introduced by Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles from the comic book. Even though the comic book was out first, I wasn't collecting comic books at that time. I got introduced via the cartoon, and that's one of the greatest cartoons of all time. I don't know if any cartoon studio can capture the effect of that cartoon from that time. Again, I don't know if that can be bottled up again and delivered and give that same feeling. Maybe it can. There have been things that have been delivered in geek entertainment that I've been shocked that it was able to maintain the authentic feel. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles number 13, Blind Bag, blah, 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 E. Williams. When I heard Gene and Freddie were kicking off a new run for our flagship Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles series, I knew this was the perfect opportunity for us to commemorate their debut issue with a blind bag, remarked Ryan Balkman, IDW Director of Sales. Listening to the retailers and fans is something that's very important to us, so we made sure to line up an incredible roster of cover artists and kept these bags affordable for everyone. I am glad to see them say, listening to the comic book retailers and the fans. That, like, it's in this economy, I'm going to tell you, the way prices are, man, I was thinking to myself, if I was young, if I had started collecting comic books right now, I mean, when I started collecting, I mean, it's not like it was, I want to say not a huge difference, but it was kind of a huge difference. Because I think the average price of a floppy right now is what, $5? When I was growing up, I want to say it was like $1.75, $1.25 or $1.75, something like that. I'll have to go back and check my old issues and see what the cheapest one was. And even that, I mean, I was young. I didn't have a job at the time. I was broke. Get money from my mom and whatever change I can scrounge up to get books. And the thing is, I didn't buy a lot of comic books back then because I didn't have a lot of money. But then as I got older, you know, I took a break from collecting while I was in the military. But now I buy more books now than I did when I was younger, mainly financial reasons. Anyway, that was a whole nother tangent. But yeah, listening to fans and listening to retailers is the way to go. That should be a no-brainer. We're extremely humbled by the giant response to the relaunch of this new run and so appreciative of all the support you've shown us. We can't wait for you guys to get your hands on the comic book this December. This will be one that I'll be looking out for. I haven't been following Turtles books like that, but this is one that I'll probably look for and pick up, and hopefully it's good. Oh, I like this cover right here. I like this art style. Wow. This is a great cover. It's flat, and I like that. I don't think all art has to be all, glossy and in your face like a lot of new books. Not that I mind that, but I like that flat style right there. That one is okay. That one is okay too. This is a little darker right here. Okay. I think this is going to be dope. It says Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles will arrive in comic shops on December 10th, 2025 with covers by Williams II and colorist Andrew Dahlhaus, Kevin Eastman and Ben Bishop, Jared Cullum and Clay Crane, Daniel Warren, Johnson, Dustin Nugent, David Nakayama, Nathan Zerdy, Blind Bag Exclusive, and Raza Blind Bag Exclusive. So that's something to be kind of hyped about. Looks like the Turtles are coming for your money, and they mean business.